Welcome into Cedartown High School basketball here on the Big AA 106.1 FM, AM 1340, Facebook Live, YouTube, and the NFHS Network. You may notice no radio tonight. We can't connect to the radio station on the internet here, but we can do video, and Logan Maddox is with me. And how weird is that? We can do video, but not radio.
Hey, welcome to Alabama.
Yeah. Logan Maddox with me for the first time this year. Logan, good to have you back with us on Bulldogs basketball.
Hey, great to be back. Great to be here at Dale Welsh Gymnasium as well, here at Ricky Austin Court. A historic setting, legendary place for Alabama hoops here at Spring Garden High School. And it should be a fun one between Cedartown and Spring Garden in the girls' game, just about to tip off. A little bit later than we were anticipating, Andrew. They had a middle school game, a couple of middle school games before this, and Spring Garden played Anniston. Anniston was a little late getting here, but hey, we're on. We're just about set for a fun one.
That's right. It's gonna be fun, and obviously, if you think about how things are looking, this is obviously Cedartown being the underdog in this one with the pedigree that Spring Garden brings in here, and it's the fact that they've got championship quality teams out there, and that's what that seems to be every year. And of course, one of their big stars, their ninth grader Ace Austin, who we've seen the past couple of years. I remember when she was a seventh grader and was dazzling everybody in the Haralson County tournament after Christmas a couple years ago, and now she is in high school officially, and she'll be one to watch. But there's more than just Ace Austin on this team.
Yeah, got several stars on this team. You got Neely Welsh, who's a senior on this squad. You've got Abby Stewart, another senior that can go off. And the starters just now being announced for Cedartown. It's going to be Asia Ware, the freshman, also the freshman Haven Barkley getting the start. Junior Michaela Jordan, who's had a great start to her 2021 season. Kendall Pace, the sophomore, coming out onto the floor as well. And then finally the junior Summer Kite getting the start for Cedartown this evening. And Cedartown coached by head coach Levi Wigley and assistant coach Chris McKelvey. Cedartown checking in 2-2 overall, 1-2 in region play. This, of course, a non-region game against a Alabama opponent. And here comes the number 2 team in Class 2A in the state of Alabama, Spring Garden, led out by the freshman Ace Austin. Maggie Jarrett, another freshman starting for the Lady Panthers in this one. Haley Kirk, the junior, who had an injury last year, missed a lot of time getting the start this evening. Neely Welsh, one of a few seniors on this Spring Garden team. And the other regularly starting senior, Abby Stewart, another very talented player for Spring Garden. Lady Panthers check in 7-1 on the year. Their only loss, Andrew, to 7A Oxford on the road, who, by the way, they had already beat on the road earlier in the season.
That's just incredible to think about. This is a great atmosphere to come see a game. If you've never been here before, I highly encourage you to come see a game. In fact, there is a tournament happening this weekend that folks. There's going to be some good basketball played here in Alabama this weekend on Saturday if you can't make it to the game in Carrollton. So Kendall Pace will tip for Cedartown.
Jumping for Spring Garden going to be Neely Welsh, and as Andrew said, Pace, sophomore for Cedartown jumping. Cedartown, as you can tell, in the black road unis with the white letters and red trim. Tip will be won by Cedartown. It falls down to number 4, Asia Ware. She has it on the far side, comes in, and it's stolen immediately by Abby Stewart. She hands it off to the shifty freshman, Ace Austin. She has it on the wing. Now over to Stewart, tries a straightaway 3, and she sinks it. That's how quickly this offense works. It's 3-0 Spring Garden.
Yeah, very quick strike there, just 20 seconds into the game, and they're pressing on the inbounds pass, and they call a travel on number 4, Asia Ware, and that's going to turn it back over to Spring Garden.
Spring Garden loves the 3-ball. They beat Gaston 89-13 on December 10th. They were 1-3 away from tying the state record for 3-pointers made in the game. They hit 21 as a team. Here's another from Stewart. It's off the back of the iron and rebounded by Michaela Jordan. Junior Lady Bulldog, who had a great softball season, having a fantastic start to her basketball year. Brings it down the floor. She'll give it over on the right side to Kendall Pace. Pace back over to Ware. Now on the far side, they pass it to the freshman Barclay. Pace back with it. About a minute into this game, Spring Garden on top, 3-0. Cedartown trying to find their first score of the evening as Haven Barclay has it straight away. Passing back outside, trying to reset this offense with Ware. Now over to Pace. Kendall Pace has it ripped away by Kaylee Kirk. Kirk accelerating, taking it down the floor. Shot is blocked. Good defense by Asia Ware. Tries to pass it down the floor. It's lost out of bounds, and it'll be Spring Garden ball.
6:44 to play here in the first quarter.
Down trailing by 3 here. Spring Garden will check it in. Stewart gives it in to Ace Austin, the freshman, who already has over 1,000 career points as a varsity basketball player. Add 2 more. She drives down the right side of the lane, has a nice finish, and it's 5-0.
It's just another one. Easy basket for Ace Austin. Their ace, and there's a turnover.
Lady Panthers pressing that time. Kaylee Kirk with another steal. She'll take it, and once again, a nice block. That's Kendall Pace with the rejection. She'll take it down the floor, but she has it stolen again by Kaylee Kirk.
And what they're doing, they're coming from behind to take it away. And we're just not seeing it coming.
Kirk for 3, and it's off the rim, rebounded by Michaela Jordan. And she took an extra step, they'll say, and Coach Wigley not happy about that one. Almost 2 minutes into this one. Spring Garden 5 and Cedartown nothing in this non-region contest. Just across the state line. The pass into Neely Welsh. Layup attempt won't go. Swatted out there and rebounded by number 30 for Cedartown, Summer Kite. Passes it to Michaela Jordan. She'll lead the Lady Dogs down the floor. Pace on the left wing. Passing right side to Asia Ware. Ware guarded by Kirk. Passing over to Jordan in the corner. Jordan guarded by Neely Welch. Takes it to the baseline, and her foot slipped. She stepped out of bounds. It's right back over to the hometown Lady Panthers.
You know, the Lady Bulldogs haven't done a terrible job. It's just they've had turnovers develop themselves, not to mention a few steals.
Neely Welsh wide open from long range. Put the points on the board. Three-pointer is good, and timeout called by Cedartown. A quick start for this Spring Garden offense. They lead it 8-0, 2 minutes and 27 seconds into this one.
We'll take a break and come back with more basketball action after this.
And we're back here on the Big AA. Logan Maddox and Andrew Carter with you. Cedartown trailing Spring Garden 8-0 here in the first period. 5:30 and ticking as Cedartown passes it in. Bringing it up the floor is Michaela Jordan down the right sideline. She steps out again, and it's going to be back over to Spring Garden. Cedartown wanting a call there, but not getting it. They're letting them play early on. Haven Barclay, who had brought it up the floor for Cedartown. Here's Neely Welsh. She'll take it in, and a foul called after the fact. Shot is good. Count the basket, and a chance for a three-point play for the senior.
Cedartown yet to score, and that's a big 10-0 lead after the timeout. A turnover and then points.
Neely Welsh here for Spring Garden puts the free one up and in. And just like that, it's 11-0, 5:17 to go in period number 1. Spring Garden with a full court press here. They give it into Michaela Jordan, now over to Barclay, the freshman. Passing it up the floor to Kendall Pace, now back over to Jordan on the near side. Nice pass to Summer Kite, but a travel is called. And unfortunately, it wasn't going to stay with Cedartown either way because it was either going to be a travel or a jump ball.
Yeah, you're right. And rather than calling the jump, there wasn't really much time for either one to possess, and that's why they called the travel, because Cedartown had the ball.
This deadly defense here against Spring Garden. Nice defense here for Cedartown, though. A tipped pass, and it comes away falling to Cedartown's possession. Michaela Jordan has it. Passes on the right side. Now underneath they go for Summer Kite. Too high and intercepted by the senior Neely Welsh. Down the floor she goes to Ace Austin. Ace with a little bit of separation. Layup is good.
You can see why this team beats their opponents as badly as they do. And there's a pass tipped out of bounds. Ace Austin. So Haven Barclay will have to try it again.
The key with Spring Garden it's got to be the head coach, Ricky Austin. He's been here so long. He's had so much success, several state championships. He's the girls head coach and the boys head coach, and he really preaches good defense and fundamentals. And it's something that really any school could adopt and have success with, as Cedartown has another turnover. Passing outside, Neely Welsh, long range, yes. She hits it again. She's got 9 points already. It's 16-0.
Cedartown depleted, of course, as we mentioned, without Marisol Brumby and Ivory Boozer, two major starters on this team that aren't available due to injury.
Pace straight away with it for Cedartown. Lady Dawgs still looking for their first score of the evening. It won't happen here as it's intercepted by Kaylee Kirk. Kirk in traffic, passing. Avery Stewart, three-pointer off the back of the rim. That was Abby Stewart, actually. Tipped up, and a nice rebound by Asia Ware. She'll back it up to Kendall Pace, and the sophomore brings him down the floor. Now Kayla Jordan with it. Left side, back over to Ware, guarded by Kaylee Kirk. Tipped and stolen by Kirk, a race for it. And Cedartown will get back to it. It's Asia Ware, but she throws it right to Sarah Kate McKay. McKay to Austin. Nice pass over to Kirk. Layup will go. First basket of the game for the junior Kaylee Kirk, 18-0.
Cedartown just doesn't have an answer right now.
Finally, Cedartown beats them on a press. Pass inside for Asia Ware. Now back for Summer Kite. Tipped by Stewart, intercepted by Sarah Kate McKay. Sarah Kate McKay, another one of these seniors for Spring Garden. She was injured earlier in the season. Giving it in the corner to Kaylee Kirk. Three-pointer won't go, but it's rebounded by Neely Welsh. She'll pass it over to Ace Austin. Abby Stewart with it, another one of these upperclassmen, hands it off to Kaylee Kirk. Now back to Stewart. The thing is, as good as Spring Garden has had in these teams, this might be their best ever as they give it back over to Neely Welsh, and she splashes it from outside. 21-0. Cedartown just trying to pass it in here. Goes into Kendall Pace. Once again, Lady Bulldogs just want to score. 2:30 to go in the first period. Asia Ware looking for Haven Barclay. And she'll come away with it. The freshman had it tipped by Ace Austin. Gets to it. Over to Kayla Jordan now. Guarded by Welsh. Jordan trying to get away from her. Not able to. Passing underneath. Too high for everybody. And out of bounds. And Spring Garden will get it back. Another sub checking in for the Lady Panthers. That's Libby Brown. And checking in for Cedartown, Marin Barrow, the freshman. Barrow coming from a long line of athletes in that family,
including basketball players. Her mother played basketball back in the day for Cedartown. Her older brother, Walker Barrow, was a star on the boys basketball team back in about 5 or 6 years ago.
That makes me feel old. Here's Ace Austin with a drive, and she's fouled. That will go against Michaela Jordan.
I keep on forgetting that's your class, man.
It is, Andrew. Find a way to date me. You talk about 6 or 7 years ago that he was playing. I'm like, yeah.
At least your 20th. At least your 20th reunion isn't coming up in a couple of years.
First free throw up and in from Ace Austin. 22-0. Spring Garden. 2 minutes to go here in the first period. Second free throw from Austin is good. And talk about an athletic family. Ace Austin, her dad, Ricky Austin, one of the best basketball coaches you can find. Her mother was a basketball phenom here at Spring Garden, also at JSU. Both brothers played athletics here at Spring Garden. Another bad pass by Cedartown, intercepted this time by Abby Woods, takes it inside. Layup won't go, and the rebound falls to Michaela Jordan.
Pretty good block there by Kendall Pace, able to reject it.
She'll get the pass on the left wing. Pace, the sophomore, with it straight away. Tight defense by Spring Garden. Passes into traffic. It's tipped. Scramble for it, and Spring Garden has it. That's McKay once again. Minute 25 to go in the first period. 23-0. Passing outside. A three-pointer is good. That's Libby Brown, freshman.
Shot that one from Borden Springs.
Yes, she did. And I said freshman, actually a sophomore. But honestly, with this team, the mix of youth and
really
experience they have, it's hard to tell who's a freshman and who's not. But they all play like seniors. Kendall Pace with it on the left side. 26-0 Cedartown now trailing. Marin Barrow with a shot off the glass. It's good. And the freshman puts Cedartown on the board. It's 26-2.
Check a three, and it's no good from the left side. Rebound goes to Cedartown on a jump.
Rebounded by Kendall Pace, but Ace Austin came in there, got her paws on it, and stay with the Lady Panthers. as the jump ball favors the home team this time. 46 seconds to go in period number 1. Cedartown trailing 26-2. Brianna Bowles just checking in. Senior for Spring Garden. Over to Kirk, now on the left side to Woods. Hands it off to Kirk, drives the left side, outside to Welsh, a 3. He hits it again. That is her 4th three-pointer of the first period. It's 29-2. Pass goes into Michaela Jordan. The junior passes the timeline with 24 seconds to go, and an offensive foul will be called against Michaela Jordan as she made contact with the defender, a bit of a push-off.
Logan, when it rains, it pours. For Cedartown, just not much going right, and looks like Asia Ware will check in for Michaela Jordan for the rest of the period.
Second foul on the junior. Spring Garden going to pass it in here with 22 seconds to go in the first. They lead it by 27. Neely Welsh driving inside. Nobody home for Cedartown. Easy layup for the senior. 31-2. This is a game, obviously, Cedartown's going to learn a lot from, but you got to make it a little bit closer here as the pass is tipped, bringing it down the floor. Intercepted by Libby Brown outside to Woods. A 3 at the buzzer, and it's off the mark. It's still a huge lead for Spring Garden as we head to the second period, 31-2. We'll take a timeout and come back with more Lady Bulldogs basketball on the Big Double A.
Welcome back. About to begin the second quarter. Cedartown trails at 31-2 against the number 2 ranked team in 2A in the state of Alabama and the Alabama High School Athletic Association. And we're seeing, Logan, why this team is ranked number 2. Really, I'm shocked they're not ranked number 1.
Well, the only reason they're not is because Pisgah beat them in the North Championship last year and went on to win the state title. They beat them in like triple overtime. So there's not many better teams in the state regardless of classification than Spring Garden. Cedartown has it as we start the second period. Passing outside to Marin Barrow. Now on the near side to Haven Barclay, back underneath, and it's intercepted by Neely Welsh. And, of course, this isn't a Cedartown team at full strength. And as Spring Garden gives it outside to Ace Austin, a 3 won't go. Good block by Kendall Pace. And Cedartown will get the rebound. Andrew, Cedartown with several injuries as of late. Not saying that Cedartown would be winning this game right now, but it certainly doesn't help.
It does not help, and it's not so much the experience level; it's the leadership that you lose out there. There's another 2 up and in for number 25, Neely Welsh. 33-2. Garden on top of Cedartown.
Another shot from Neely Welsh, who had a big first period. She had 4 3-pointers. She had 17 total points. She's at 19 right now, and we've got 7 minutes until halftime. Checking in for Cedartown just a minute ago was Anna Kate Bussey, by the way. She gets a pass and goes just away from her. Cedartown will catch up to it, but that's backcourt. And Spring Garden has it.
There's going to be a turnover regardless of what happened because we did lose the handle. It was not tipped by the Lady Panthers, and East Austin gets the inbounds pass.
Freshman passing over to Neely Welsh, pulling up long range. She's got it again, and timeout called by Cedartown. Coach Wigley chatted over with his group. We'll take a timeout while he does. 6:49 to go in the first half. Cedartown 2, Spring Garden 36.
.6:49 to play before halftime. Cedartown trailing 36-2, and Bussey will send it inbounds to Haven Barclay.
Barclay, the freshman, bringing it down the floor for the Lady Bulldogs. Over to Asia Ware on the left wing. Now Bussey gets it straight away. Bussey, another one of these young Lady Bulldogs, passes in traffic, intercepted by Ace Austin. Freshman on the other end with a converted layup. 38-2, Lady Panthers lead it.
I'll tell you, these quarters for Spring Garden are more like NBA type numbers that you see in quarters.
No doubt about it. They don't miss much. And Cedartown just trying to get some more points here. They pass it in the corner. A long two won't go. Too much on it. Lost out of bounds.
Spring Garden going to sub out 5.
And all the starters checking back in. They had several backups. I say all the starters. Neely Welsh and Ace Austin have come off the floor, but still several of their starting players coming back out. Bussey tries to throw it in, and she steps across the line. Back over to Spring Garden.
Either that or 5 seconds, one of the two. Either way, it's a turnover.
6:08 to go in the first half. 36-point lead for the home team as Sarah Kate McKay with a Euro step finishes that shot. It's 40-2. Man, oh man. Cedartown back with it. Marin Barrow, the freshman, on the wing, looking for Kendall Pace. Passes in front of her and stolen. Down the floor, here come the Lady Panthers. Kirk with it, now outside for Sarah Kate McKay. That might have been the first mistake all night from this Spring Garden offense. And Cedartown will get it as it was passed out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, and you're not kidding. That you're literal on that. The first mistake, the first turnover that I can even remember there being. And Cedartown will take advantage of that as Haven Barclay, the freshman, will come down the floor.
Passing in the corner, a three-pointer in and out from Michaela Jordan. Great rebound by Marin Barrow. Ball on the floor, but Spring Garden will get it. It's the freshman, Maggie Jarrett, has it. She passes over to Kirk. Now down the floor, getting it to Maggie Reedy. Abby Stewart, the senior, looping around left side, hands it off to Reedy. Reedy cutting in and got tripped up there. It's going to be a travel. Good job there by the Cedartown defender. I think it might have been Jordan getting a hand on that ball and making it for an awkward situation for Reedy.
Well, we saw Michaela Jordan's her athletic ability kind of come to fruition this year on the softball team. We mentioned that earlier. But she is going to be a leader on this basketball team this year, especially with the absence of Mary Silbrunner.
Kayla Jordan has it for Cedartown. Over to the freshman Barrow now on the near side. Giving it off to Barclay. She'll drive, lay it up, and won't go. Put back is no good off the rim by Summer Kite.
The 2 shots that Cedartown should have got.
Rebounded by Kaylee Kirk of Spring Garden. Slowing down the pace of this game a bit. Over to Stewart. Three-pointer. She got it. 43-2. Her second long ball of the night. It's a 41-point game. And we're almost halfway through the second period. Michaela Jordan has it here in the corner. Over to Marin Barrow on the wing. Now on the right side to Kendall Pace. Back to Jordan here on the near side. Right side pass. Gives it to Barclay. Sets a screen. Ball is ripped away and stolen by McKay. Lady Panthers trying to pull away. Sarah Kate McKay takes it herself. Layup will go. 45-2.
Coach Wigley calls another timeout. He'll bring the girls in. It is a 30-second timeout, so we'll take it with him. 45-2. I want to thank our sponsors of Cedartown High School basketball all season long. Polk County Public Service, Croker's Hardware, Bradford's Pharmacy, Cedartown Automotive. Also, Peach State Ford, the folks over there at Peach State Ford, where I bought my truck from. And also, we want to thank Livewire Surplus, Cherokee Golf and Country Club, and Cedar Valley Golf Course.
Big thank you to all of our sponsors. They help us bring you Cedartown High School, Lady Dogs, and Bulldogs basketball on the Big AA all season long. Andrew, we're back at it not long from now. We're back at it Saturday.
That's right. Boys action on Saturday. Cedartown will take on Carrollton. That'll be varsity boys. I think JV boys and varsity boys will play at Carrollton. These girls won't play again until next Tuesday when they play at Cass at home for the final home game of the 2021.
Cedartown has it out of that timeout. Kendall Pace lobbing underneath for Kite. Great pass. Not able to hit the layup. Putback won't go, but she's fouled. Good job to draw the foul there.
It was, and I think that is the first foul on the Panthers so far. in this game, and now Kite will have a chance for 2 at the line.
Foul called against Abby Woods, the senior guard. A couple of free throws for Summer Kite. First one up and short. Not enough on that one.
Summer Kite is someone that has the potential to be really a kind of a Zoe Diamond Paisley type player. If you remember her from several years back, and that one misses as well. Marin Barrow fighting for the ball, but Spring Garden gets it back.
No, Marin Barrow has it, but then pass is tipped and stolen by Abby Woods. Tipped by the freshman Maggie Jarrett. Over to Abby Stewart. She's got a couple of long balls on the night. Hands it off to Brianna Bowles. Bowles spinning, passing back outside to Abby Woods. Now on the near side to Reedy. Reedy pulling up off the top of the backboard. Rebounded by Cedartown.
Just off balance on that three-pointer attempt. Cedartown will try to capitalize.
Lady Bulldogs in transition here. Kayla Jordan has it on the outside. Now over to Haven Barclay. To the near side, it's Marin Barrow, the freshman. She'll drive it in, and it's ripped away, just stolen by Reedy. Reedy fights through contact, bringing it down the floor. A pass to Woods, now backing it up to Stewart, and Stewart travels.
I thought there might have been a travel on Reedy right before that they didn't call when Reedy was passing the ball. I thought she took an extra step, but right there they are able to get the turnover. And Cedartown gets it back. Just under 3 to play here in the first half. 45-2.
Kayla Jordan will pass it over to Kendall Pace. Back underneath for Summer Kite. Nice pass and a nice layup. Summer Kite with Cedartown's second basket of the evening. It's 45-4. Lady Panthers back with it. Abby Woods, three-pointer off the rim. Pulled down by Brianna Bowles, and another chance here for Spring Garden. Bowles hands it off to Stewart. Now back over to Reedy. Spins around, passes to Stewart. Abby Stewart, the senior, got a freshman sister on this team, Avery Stewart, who hit 9 three-pointers against Gaston. Abby with it. Tries for another one, this one well short and out of bounds. Maggie Reedy tried to save it, not able to. And Cedartown will get it.
2:11 to play in the half, 45-4.
Garden on top here at home. Cedartown trying to get some rhythm, just to establish something offensively. Trying to find something that works consistently. So far, the lob pass underneath to Kite has worked a couple of times. They'll pass it in the corner to Jordan. Now on the outside to Barclay.
Right now they're boxing her out from getting underneath, and that's just good defense by Spring Garden.
Quick adjustments from this Lady Panthers coaching staff. Jordan trying a three, too much on it. Rebounded by the Lady Panthers. Lost out of bounds off of Cedartown.
You know, I do like that three-pointer attempt. I mean, if Michaela's able to locate that a little bit better, you know, that's 3 easy points. She was wide open there on the left side, but just couldn't get it to go.
41-point lead for Spring Garden. They give it outside to Woods. Three-pointer is sunken.
They're traying us to death tonight, are the Spring Garden Lady Panthers.
I'll be going for that state record that they came just short of against Gaston last week. Layup won't go from Kendall Pace, rebounded by Spring Garden. Here's Libby Brown taking it all the way to Jarrett. Layup is good.
And now what's happening, Logan, is you notice how quickly they come down the floor. They're not slowing it down. They're keeping the pace up, and that's why the score is what it is right now. They're just outpacing Cedartown down the floor.
Well, Marin Barrow taking it to the baseline, and a charge called. The defender had her feet set. And the freshman will walk away. Spring Garden gets it. 48.5 to play in the first half. Cedartown trailing 50-4. Brianna Bowles with a pass in. Takes it past midcourt, now outside to Libby Brown. Down the right side of the lane, kicking it out. Abby Woods, her three is good again.
You just can't leave her open like that. She's gonna make that three just about every time, and she had that from the exact same angle of the last three she put up there. 53-4.
In the corner, Haven Barclay, that is, long too short. Rebounded though by Barrow. Layup is good. Second basket of the game for Marin Barrow.
Yeah, Marin actually picked up a loose ball and then put it in there. There's a three from the right side, and it's good.
Woods
answer with a three.
3 straight threes. It's 56-6. 3 on the clock here in the first half. Jordan passing over to Barrow. Barrow will drive it in and run out the clock. And that'll take us to halftime. A 50-point lead for the home team, Spring Garden, 56-6. We'll take a timeout and come back with some halftime stats and analysis, but a big deficit for Cedartown here on the road.
Welcome back into halftime. Cedartown trails at 56-6 to the Spring Garden Lady Panthers. And along with Logan Maddox, I'm Andrew Carter here on our social media networks, including the NFHS network. No radio tonight due to, well, the internet doesn't want us to connect to the radio station. So that's why we're on video only. But here we are regardless. And as we figured, Spring Garden doing Spring Garden things, at least the Lady Panthers are, and they lead big. The way things are going right now, Logan, we could see triple digits on the board before this game is over.
We could, and there's no bad blood between these two schools, and Coach Austin's going to try to avoid doing that by putting in the younger players. But the thing is, their younger players are dominating us just as much as the starters, because that's how talented and how quality this program is. Yeah. It's nothing against Cedartown. I mean, Cedartown's not having a good night shooting, but you're just playing probably the best team you're going to see all year long. Because let's face it, we're in a good basketball region. Nobody's this good in our region.
No.
Nobody on our non-conference schedule is this good.
I think the best team we have seen since before tonight would have been Pickens. Pickens was a very good team. Of course, Heritage was just as good. We talk about it a lot. The girls teams in this region, whether it's basketball or softball, it's competitive at every level. Cedartown, coming off of last year, losing players like Zoe Diamond Paisley, Kiki Turner, Kiana Watson, those were three starters that are gone. When you look at the players that started tonight, they're only one of them played varsity basketball last year. That was Michaela Jordan, and that's just the experience factor. This is going to be a season where Cedartown's got to figure out what's going to be next for them. It's not a lost cause or anything like that. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you just know coming into this season that you're going to have some games where you're going to struggle, but what's going to be the key for the Lady Bulldogs here in the second half is to take what they have now and just try to have a good second half, get some points on the board, and as you said earlier, Logan, learn from what we've done so far and move on to the next thing.
We'll start out with scoring here at halftime. Cedartown, 2 players scored in that first half. 4 points for the freshman Marin Barrow, and then 2 points for Summer Kite. A couple of missed free throws for Kite. Cedartown will look to improve offensively in the second half. Honestly, it's just finding a way to get through this press of the Spring Garden defense, because they are putting a ton of pressure on you everywhere you're looking. You know, they're coming from all directions, literally. They're coming in front of you, beside you, behind you. You've got to find a way to slow it down.
Well, it's also the speed factor, too, and I think, you know, they're up-tempo the entire time. They don't slow things down. If they get a steal, if they get a turnover, they're going to take it down the floor real quick, and we're having trouble keeping up with that. And I think that's just part of it. You know, there's the frustration factor that I know comes in. And that's another thing that Cedartown's going to have to try to bring in, is the frustration that I know they feel, because they see the scoreboard. They know what the score is that can they rein in that and just have a good second half and, you know, try to finish a little stronger than you started. Now, the boys matchup coming up in a little bit. Lady Bulldogs did get the win earlier in the week on Tuesday night over a Southeast Whitfield team that really was a very similar team to Cedartown, a young team with not a lot of experience. But Cedartown was able to get their first region win. Boys will come into this one. They're red hot. You know, they're playing good ball right now. You know, you can say what you will about, you know, missed free throws and things of that nature, but what's happened is the boys turn it on when they need to, and were able to come from behind for the second time at home to win a region game. And we'll see if they're able to do that here against the Spring Garden squad that, while they're not, you know, of the same quality of team Cedartown may face in Georgia, I mean, they're still a good ball team. They're a small school, we know that, but it doesn't really matter with small schools because you look at the Spring Garden girls basketball team. There may be 300 students at the school total, and that's K through 12.
Oh yeah, I was about to say there's maybe 100.
Yeah, so that just goes on to show you it doesn't really matter how many kids you have in school. It just matters what your situation is with your personnel, and they've got great players. They've got great coaching. Cedartown's got great coaching and great players too, but it's just the experience level is just not there.
Speaking of, as we got a few minutes left until the second half starts, some scoring for Spring Garden. Leading scorer, 22 points for Neely Welsh. You've got 9 points for Abby Woods, 8 points for Ace Austin, 6 points in that first half for Abby Stewart, 4 points for Sarah Kate McKay, 3 points for Libby Brown, and then 2 points for Maggie Jarrett and for Kaylee Kirk. So a lot of work to be done for Cedartown in this second half, just trying to make it a little bit more of a respectable score, trying to get something going, establish a rhythm on offense, and trying to shut down this Spring Garden offense as much as you can on defense.
Some better news to share with you, though. Past couple of days have been really, really good for Cedartown High School. Soon-to-be alumni and some alumni as well. You know, the biggest news, of course, has been the signing of C.J. Washington to Georgia, but I think it has equal news, and one of the best stories, I think, in the country is the rise of Zaquan Frazier, Zay Frazier, as he's called. You know, he went off to junior college. He went off to Division I AA. And did not, and then transferred to junior college. He knew that's not where he wanted to be. He went to junior college, and now look at him now in his third season. Joins the Kentucky Wildcats on their team. So, congrats to Zay Frazier on that. And Logan, that's one of the best, I think, rising from the ashes story that you can think of in college football right there.
Here's the thing. What he did is he bet on himself. Yes. He went the JUCO route. He put in the work, and it's not something that everybody can do, because you look at all the success stories in JUCO. You look at the Zaquan Fraziers. You look at the Cam Newtons, the guys who didn't star at their original college. They went to a junior college. For every success story, there's probably 10 guys that didn't make it. So it's that much more impressive when you can go to somewhere like Coffeyville, Kansas, or Glenn, Texas, or, you know, a random junior college in Arizona, and show out and impress these Division I schools, these Power 5 schools at that. It's that much more of a tip of the cap to Zay on his big accomplishment. Looking forward to big things from him.
Yeah, it's going
Kentucky.
to be great. And you look at how many kids Cedartown has playing at that level, the Power 5 level. You're going to have 5 athletes, football players playing at that level, and a few others that are playing at that level at just a step below that. And then you have NAIA schools and Division II, Division III. Cedartown experiencing a renaissance, really, I think, of that. But I don't think any time in the history that I can recall have we had 5 Cedartown athletes as close in age as they are in Power 5 conference.
This has got to be the most successful stretch as far as high school football recruiting that Cedartown's ever seen. And we're sitting here at halftime, and some of the fans back home are probably saying, all right, let Spring Garden play us in football. See how it goes. Not the same story here on the hardwood floor tonight, unfortunately. 56-6 at halftime, and just about set to start the third quarter of play. And the Lady Panthers will start out with the ball. Send it into Ace Austin. Over to Kaylee Kirk, who had a nice first half. Only 2 points, but several steals. Back to Austin. Cedartown already coming out more fiery on defense, reacting a lot quicker, you can already see. Left a wide open hole for Neely Welsh, but the layup won't go. Got a hand in her face, and it's rebounded by Haven Barclay. Already a good start for Cedartown. Go underneath to Kendall Pace. Layup off the rim, no good. Putback is no good from Summer Kite. A couple of scoring opportunities, and Cedartown races down the floor on defense.
In the future, Cedartown's going to get that.
Ace Austin short on that 3. It's out of bounds and back over to Cedartown. So a nice start here to the second half. Give it into Barclay, the freshman. On the right side, she has it. Passes for Kendall Pace, and it rolls out of bounds.
I think Pace just didn't see it coming or wasn't expecting it because it wasn't deflected. There was nobody in front of her. She just missed it.
Austin, the freshman, with it. Setting a screen. She'll take it. Pass in the corner to Neely Welsh. Gets around the defender. Drives baseline. Layup is good.
Spring Garden picking right back up where they left off on the shooting.
Cedartown, a pass down the floor that is off the mark for Marin Barrow. Back over to the Lady Panthers. Remember, don't go anywhere. We've got the boys game coming up just after this one finishes right here on the Big AA. We'll have it on Facebook Live, on YouTube, and on the NFHS Network. Again, we apologize for not having radio this evening, but no connection here in the gym. Just barely able to get the video broadcast. Marin Barrow almost jumping the pass. Staying on Stewart on defense. Good plays there by the freshman. They hand it off to Kaylee Kirk. A hand in her face on the 3. It falls off the rim. Climbing the ladder to get to that one is Kendall Pace. She'll take it down the floor. Passes for Barrow. Underneath. Freshman dribbling around. She'll kick it outside to Michaela Jordan. They'll reset this offense.
Got to give it to Cedartown. They're getting rebounds on the other end.
Yes, they are. A jumper for Barclay off the back of the iron. Tipped and rebounded by Neely Welsh. The senior on the run. Weaving around a defender. Layup is good.
60-6.
2 minutes into the second half and 4 points scored, all for Spring Garden. Outside, Barrow has it. Now on the wing to Barclay. Setting a screen. A pass over to Jordan. Bounces one right to Kaylee Kirk. Kirk will take it. Now she passes to Austin at the last second. Austin through contact. Shot will go. He's up to double digits now, 10 points. Fresh five, that is, about to check in for Spring Garden. Marin Barrow with it, coming near side to Michaela Jordan. Back over to Barrow. Pace on the wing. Screen is set. Not able to get away from Neely Welsh. She'll go underneath to Summer Kite. Great pass and a great shot. Rolls in off the glass. It's 62-8.
That's Summer's second basket and 4 points for her.
Three-pointer.
No good.
Yeah, missed that time by Stewart. Rebounded by Michaela Jordan. Defender coming from behind. She cuts inside to get away from her. She'll back it up at the midcourt stripe. Passes over to Barclay. Barrow in the corner with it. She'll dribble it out. Guarded step for step by Neely Welsh. Now over to Kendall Pace. 4:44 and ticking in the third period. A 54-point lead for Spring Garden here at home. In the corner, Michaela Jordan has it. Now over to Pace. Barrow, shot rejected, and it'll roll out of bounds. And they're going to say it was tipped, so it'll stay with Cedartown.
They changed the call. Initially called it out. Last touch by Cedartown.
Good catch by the official over there, because on this side he just thought it rolled out. But the official with a better view did signal that it was tipped, which it was. Cedartown has it. About 4.5 to go in the third period. Bouncing it in to Michaela Jordan, Jr. Has it on the wing. Now passing in the corner to Kendall Pace. Lost out of bounds, and that time it will be off of Cedartown. 4 minutes, 19 seconds to play in quarter number 3. Spring Garden on top, 62-8. Libby Brown driving inside the sophomore, passing out to Maggie Reedy. Reedy with an awkward-looking floater, trying to fight for her own rebound. Ball on the floor, picked up by Abby Woods. Now top of the key to Brianna Bowles, back to Woods. She hit 3 threes in that first period, in the first half, now outside the Bowles. Right side, Brown asking for a screen. Back over to Woods in the corner. Back to Brown, just playing a game of keep away until someone comes open. Bowles straight away. Back in the corner, a 3 from Libby Brown. It's off the rim. And pulled down by Michaela Jordan, getting physical underneath and coming away with a big board. Jordan passing left side to Barrow. Now back outside to Michaela. Kendall Pace on the wing, inside, and ripped away from Summer Kite by Abby Woods. The senior going to lead the Lady Panthers down the floor. Underneath to Sarah Kate McKay, partially blocked by Marin Barrow, and out of bounds off of the freshman. But again, good defense. This isn't the defense we saw in the first half.
No, they've turned it up a notch, and that's why it's a little slower of a scoring pace for Spring Garden at this point.
Spring Garden will pass it into Libby Brown, now on the outside to Woods, all the way around the horn, back for Reedy. Her 3 has too much on it. Pulled down by Marin Barrow. Cedartown doing a much better job boxing out here in the third period. Almost a backcourt violation. Michaela Jordan gets it on the far side. Now on the outside, it's Marin Barrow back to the right wing to Haven Barclay. 3 minutes to play in the third period. 62-8, Spring Garden. Cedartown bouncing one to Barrow. Back over to Barclay, the freshman. Looking for Barrow, out of her reach, and it rolls to the gentleman in the front row. Back over to the Lady Panthers. Always great crowd support here for Spring Garden, but credit Cedartown. A lot of students made the drive out, a lot of parents and friends and family coming out to support the teams this evening. A 3 from Libby Brown hits the back of the iron, rebounded by Kendall Pace. She jukes a defender, going to take it all the way, passes, and it's intercepted. Trying to fight for it. She does have it on the baseline, but once again, it's going to be stolen by Sarah Kate McKay. Down the floor to Maggie Reedy, and ripped out of there by Haven Barclay. Great play. Passes over to Michaela Jordan, now to Kendall Pace, too high for her and out of bounds.
I'm going to give it back to Spring Garden. I thought it might have been tipped away again, but it's not the call.
Back and forth that time. Neither side could really cleanly hold the ball. Winds up with the Lady Panthers. Almost stolen again by Kendall Pace. Stingier defense this time around. We've learned the officials are going to let them play tonight. Might as well use that to your advantage. Open shot from Libby Brown, and she hits it. It's a 3-pointer, and it's 65-8.
Yeah, I think there have been no fouls in the second half at all. And I think maybe 3 fouls total in the first half by either side.
Got to be physical when you're playing a team like this. I mean, you're already down big. Can't lose anything by playing physical defense. Haven Barclay on the left side. 3-pointer for Asia Ware. It's off the front of the rim and rebounded by Spring Garden. Reedy underneath to Sarah Kate McKay, almost a travel. Stays in, kicks it outside to Brown. Same spot, and this one is off the rim. Not able to hit it again. Rebounded by Barclay to Ware, and now to Jordan. Back to Barclay on the left wing, now in the corner, going to Barrow. Marin has it knocked away. The freshman gets back to it. Michaela Jordan passing in the corner to Ware. Underneath to Pace, and ripped out of there. They're going to call a jump ball. That was quick. Possession arrow to Cedartown.
That may have been the first jump ball we've seen, at least here in the second half. I think we might have had 1, maybe 2 in the first half.
Not many, that's for sure. 53.6 to play in the third period. Cedartown down big. They give it into Kendall Pace. Works away from her. She'll fight for it.
Foul. And
a foul finally called. It only took 7 minutes and 10 seconds for our first foul of the second half. Then against Spring Garden. their first team foul. Checking back in for Cedartown is going to be number 24, Anna Kate Bussey. Bounces one in to Kendall Pace. Too much on the layup. Bussey fighting for the rebound, but it's ripped away by Spring Garden, and another foul will be called. It's going to be a push called against number 20, Kendall Pace. Her first by Maki. 65-8, Spring Garden. 36 seconds and ticking here in the third period. Straight away, Libby Brown. Her three is no good from downtown. Rebound lost out of bounds by Libby Brown. And back over to the red and black. Pass it in this time to Haven Barclay on the wing. Now in the corner looking for Marin Barrow, and almost a jumped pass. They say it went off of Barrow and out of bounds, so Spring Garden will get it. Brianna Bowles has it. Past midcourt, looking left side to Maggie Reedy. Bounces one underneath, back outside to Reedy. Three-pointer off the backboard. Big collision, nothing called. Rebound and a shot up by Spring Garden, but no good. That time both players came away a little slowly. Putting it up at the buzzer, Marin Barrow almost made it. That'll take us to the end of the third period. Cedartown going to try to close it out. Final 8 minutes with the running clock and trying to get to double digits. They trail it 65-8 here on the Big AA.
Welcome back. 65-8, Cedartown trails Spring Garden as the Lady Panthers will be on their way to another win. The Bulldogs will go under 500 again. They're 2-2 on the season. Third period about to begin. Logan, you mentioned how the rules work here in Alabama if there's a big lead by one team.
Yeah, running clock here in the final period. It shouldn't stop except for any timeouts or fouls, I believe. This time it's going to be a foul called, and the clock will continue to run. A foul, I meant technical foul, not a regular foul. That a hold against Cedartown underneath. It stays with Garden. 65-8, Spring Garden on top, giving in the corner. Jarrett now on the outside to Woods, all the way around the horn for Reedy, passing towards the baseline. It's Libby Brown. Spin around jumper is off the mark, rebounded by Kendall Pace. And dribbling a bit too hard there. She'll get to it, gives it off to Michaela Jordan, and Cedartown hits double digits. It's 65-10.
Good shot there by Michaela. She was open and she had somebody in front when she was able to complete it.
The first made basket of the night. It's 55-point difference now. Brown passing on the right side to Reedy. Back outside to Libby Brown. Guarded by Bussey. Pass tipped, but it makes its way to Brianna Bowles in the corner. She'll dribble it around, gives it over to Reedy. Again, hard defense here by Anna Kate Bussey. She's coming up and having some physicality, but Brianna Bowles gets around, can't finish the shot. Ball on the floor, falls to Maggie Reedy. Outside, three-pointer, up and good. Brianna Bowles with it. It's 68-10. Shot for Bree Bowles this evening. Big lead stretches out a bit more for Spring Garden. Marin Barrow on the far side. The baseline. It's Pace outside. A three from Michaela. Too short. Trying to fight for her own rebound. She'll get to it. Keeping in. Over to Pace. Layup is good. Nice shot there by Kendall Pace and great plays by Michaela Jordan.
Spring Garden will check a three from the right side. It's no good. It rolls off the top of the glass and out of bounds, so Dawgs will have it back.
68-12 the score. Cedartown trailing it. Clock rolling under 6 to play. Haven Barclay in no hurry bringing it down the court. A left side pass to Jordan to the baseline for Kendall Pace. Outside for Barclay, a long two, and it's off to the left. Rebounded by Jarrett. Over to Bree Bowles. Bowles, the senior, spins away from Barrow. Still step for step is the freshman. Passing and almost stolen by Barrow. Scramble for it. That'll be a jump ball. Possession arrow will go to Cedartown. So credit Haven Barclay, the freshman, getting down there and getting to it in a hurry.
Results in a possession.
5:15 to go in the ball game. Remember, the boys' game will be coming your way just a few minutes after this one finishes up. Barclay, the freshman, with it. Left side to Jordan. Straight away, Barclay. To the wing, Michaela Jordan with it. Barrow bouncing to the baseline for Kendall Pace. Now outside for Barclay. Back to Jordan. Almost throwing it away from Barclay. She'll keep it in. It falls to Barrow.
Great save.
Play, yeah.
Great save.
Back to Pace. Nobody open. Here's Barclay, but another inaccurate pass. She keeps it away from the defender. Gets the ball somehow. Passes to Jordan. The three is off the mark and ripped away by Bree Bowles.
They're letting them play because Aaron Barrow just bumped right into her big time, knocked the ball loose.
Abby Woods has it. Inside jumper off the rim. She gets it. Back in the corner for Reedy. And the three falls off the iron as well. Scramble for it. They pass it out. Cedartown gets it. Bussey gives it over to Barrow. It's a 1-on-2 situation, but Marion's going to take it. And a charge is called.
Wow.
Okay. All right. There's under 4 to play. 68-12. And now the backups coming in for Cedartown. First 5 checking in, including Summer Kite. We'll have the rest of the names in a moment. Reedy takes it in underneath for Jarrett and blocked out of there by Anna Kate Bussey. A lot of contact on that one as well. Checking in for Cedartown, number 4, Asia Ware. Also number 34, Addison Haynes. It's the number 10,
yes,
Shanna Chavez. Also number 32, Helen Wesley, and Summer Kite. Jarrett passing the Bowles inside. Jumper no good, but she is fouled at the end by number 34, Addison Haynes. First on her. Third team foul.
This is maybe the third time we've had someone go to the line for free throws. Maybe the first time for Spring Garden tonight.
Clock stops. No. Free throw good by Bowles. 69-12. Of course, trying to hit 70 here.
As you know, the clock on the screen is controlled by yours truly. It's tough to follow. All right, so there we go. Shot was good.
Andrew tonight manning the camera and also handling the production, also doing color commentary. One-man band tonight. Asia Ware has it, driving in. She'll stop, pass it over to Chavez. Back out for Ware and lost out of bounds. 2:50 ticking in this ball game. Looking forward to seeing how the boys stack up against, just like in the girls' game, one of the best teams in Class 2A in Alabama. Three-pointer from Libby Brown, no good. They try to save it from going out, but not able to. Cedartown gets it back. Spring Gardens girls ranked number 2 in Class 2A. The boys ranked number 6. Of course, Cedartown trying to bounce back after that tough loss to Heritage Catoosa. Of course, got that big win on Tuesday against Southeast Whitfield, trying to ride a wave of momentum after that comeback. Chavez has it. Just heaves it up there for Summer Kite. Spin around off the rim.
A lot of contact.
Yeah. But again, they're letting them play here in the final few minutes. Bree Bowles looping around, passing to Libby Brown from downtown, and it's off the rim. Rebounded by Maggie Reedy. Putback won't go. This time it falls to Jarrett, the freshman, giving outside to Woods. 1:50 to play. Bowles has it, top of the key. Underneath, Brown is fouled. Foul going to be called against number 4, Asia Ware, her first. And the clock stops with 1:36.
You were a little slow to stop it, I guess. I guess they'll stop it on foul shots.
First Next free throw up and no, off to the right. Brown with 6 points in this one. Second one, no good either. Misses both, but gets her own rebound in the corner of the floor, takes it inside, jumper's good. Makes up for the 2 missed free throws with a jumper. It's 72-12. Asia Ware driving it inside, stops, passes to Chavez, and it makes its way to Coach Wigley out of bounds. 65 seconds and ticking in this ball game as Cedartown's boys are in the corner of the gym. A 3 from Brown. She got it. 11 points for her in this ball game. Asia Ware taking it down the court this time. Drive it in on the left wing. Stops in the corner. Passes. Addison Haynes going underneath, and it's intercepted. Stolen by Maggie Jarrett. Over to Bree Bowles. 35 seconds to play. Bowles taking it down the left side of the lane. Bumped into. Shot is good. Through contact. Bowles with 7 points all in this final period.
Probably will be the last possession here unless Cedartown turns it over with 20 seconds to go.
It's a 65-point deficit for Cedartown, intercepted by Bowles with 15 to play. Let's see if they just hold on to it here. Brown gets it, gets around her defender, takes it in, floater off the rim, rebound and put back no good, but a foul called. Stop the clock.
With 3 seconds.
We got to preserve this time.
We must.
So a couple of free throws for Libby Brown, and that should just about do it. She's 0 for 2 at the line this evening. First one, too much on it. As Andrew said, 3.2 seconds remaining. And the second free throw is no good, rebounded by Cedartown. Maggie Jarrett will hold on to it, lost out of bounds, but that'll do it. 77-12 your final score. Cedartown with a much better second half, but still a tough loss this evening in the state of Alabama. 65-point defeat to the number 2 team in Class 2A. Andrew, Spring-Guarded is who we thought they were.
Well, Logan, you have seen them several times this year on your other assignment, and you're right. What you have said, what we have heard is everything. And we played Spring Garden the past couple of years, so we've seen how they've been. You know, you go way back, and it's hard to believe that 2 years ago, Cedartown took this team to overtime in the championship game of the Haralson County Invitational Tournament. And Ace Austin, the 7th grader at the time, broke our hearts. But then the next year, we played Spring Garden in a regular season game here, and it was a similar result. But they're a better team this year than they were last year and the year before that. They've gotten better and better every year. And it's because some of these young players that are stars on their team are getting better and growing more. And they're going to get better next year. They're going to get better the year after that because of the longevity they see in this program, not only with coaching, but with their players. I mean, Ace Austin's a good example of that. She's been a member of this team for the last couple of years at least, maybe even a year before that. I don't know how far back you go, just 2 years. But she's going to be with the team another 3 years after this season, which is incredible to think about. But Spring Garden showing off tonight, winning against their state line opponent, Cedartown, 77-12.
Final score, and looks like this. We'll start out for Spring Garden. 26 points for Neely Welsh. You had 11 points in this game for Libby Brown, 8 of those coming in the second half. 10 points for Ace Austin, 9 points all in the first half for Abby Woods. 7 points for Brianna Bowles in the fourth period. 6 points in the first half for Abby Stewart. 4 points for Sarah Kate McKay, and then 2 points apiece for Maggie Jarrett and Haley Kirk. As for Cedartown, your leading scorers tied with 4 points each, Marin Barrow and Summer Kite. Also 2 points for Michaela Jordan and 2 for Kendall Pace. All adds up to a 77-12 loss for Cedartown on the road. But Andrew, it's not all dark and gloomy. We got the boys game coming up.
Yeah, boys had a thrilling win over over Southeast Whitfield earlier this week, a couple of days ago, and we hope they ride that high tonight as they take on a really good Spring Garden team that has shown that they're able to compete against good opponents, especially here in the state of Alabama. I think this may be the first time in maybe a few decades that Cedartown boys basketball has played boys of Spring Garden High School. We played them in girls, but haven't seen a boys matchup in quite some time. So this is going to be something we would love to see. The last time I think a boys team played Spring Garden was when we played them in baseball about 4 years ago. And Spring Garden had a good baseball team at that time and defeated Cedartown
It was
here.
pretty good,
They
too.
did. They sure did, against a really good Cedartown team, a team that went into the playoffs that season.
I remember the reception's not much better just a few
No,
feet away.
it's not. And we're using school internet in here, and it's kind of spotty on what you can use and what you can't use. Luckily we were able to use our streaming service here for video, but as far as getting signal back to the radio station and getting control of our controls at the radio station, it doesn't work. But we adapt and we do what we can. In about 8 minutes, we'll have that. We're going to start a new video for the boys team, so be sure you listen in for that. Join us in. View us on Facebook Live, YouTube, and the NFHS Network. Final score, Spring Garden 77, Cedartown 12 in the girls game. Boys game coming up shortly. Cedartown basketball is here on the Big Double A.